This conference will now be recorded.
So, to start this topic, the first thing we have to discuss here is about the workflow. So, what is meant by a workflow? We have to know now. So you should be hearing some words like workflows, business workflows, or rule sets, BRF rule sets. In this way, different terminologies you are hearing here that are related to GRC. All the topics will be done here, will be discussed here. So workflow is nothing but you just divide this one into two words, work plus flow. How the flow of work is happening. That's about the workflow. For example, let us take how the payments are made for a SAP security trainer. So, how the payment for a trainer is done? What is the workflow they are following? Firstly, there will be any IT company required training. They are going to send something called as the requirement. So they are going to send a requirement document. Like we require training in so and so topics. This is the timings and these are the days. Are you available or not? All the things they are going to send to the trainer. Then they are going to send the so when the trainer accepts, then immediately they are going to send the lab details. What are meant by lab details? Like what are the softwares they are providing, what is the version number they are providing, what is the server they are providing. Every detail they are going to send. And next thing they are going to send is the PO. What is meant by PO? Payment order. So this is the payment which we want to share you or which we want to send you. Per hour, this is so and so is the payment which we are going to raise for you. It is called as a payment order. This is not a payment. This is just a PO. Okay. So after the trainer receives the PO, he is going to accept it. So he is going to accept the PO and starts training. So when the training is completed, so after the training is completed, then they are going to write something called as the invoice. The IT company is going to write something called as the invoice. Then what happens? This invoice is sent to finance team. So they have to give an approval. The finance team has to give an approval. Later, it is going to be shared with the HR team. This invoice, they should also give an approval. Then only the trainer receives the amount. The amount is received. So this is the flow of work. It is happening. It is nothing like I am giving training and receive. So at the end of the day, it is the concept. They required a trainer. I am giving them a training and receiving the amount. But to complete this work, these are the several steps involved in the background. Okay. So, in the same way, to complete some of the tasks in SAP, there are several steps to be done. So, to do the risk analysis, there is something. To do the things, we are having something. So, there are several steps involved to complete the task. So, the steps involved is called as a workflow. So, the mainly you should be considering the version number called GRC 10.0. So, which was introduced in the year 2010. So, in 2010, these workflows are technically converted into a terminology called MSMP workflow. Okay. So what we have discussed about the flow of work which we are having is technically converted into something called as a MSMP workflow, multi-step, multi-process workflows. So in these workflows, we are going to have all the settings for each of the workflow we are having in the GRC. Okay. And Right. So right now, when you consider GRC 12.0, we are having 12 workflows. What are they? We will discuss later. So this is about basic understanding about the term called workflow. So, right. So after workflow, the next terminology I would like to introduce is the rules. So rule set and business rule set. These are the terminologies you should be knowing. So are both the things same or different? So what is difference between these two things? First, suppose if at all, if you are putting some rules or rule set for an individual. So what is meant by rule set for an individual? Let us see now. So what happens? So I am having some of the rules like every day I wake up at 5:30 a.m. in the morning. Okay, and from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. I am going to conduct training sessions. Okay. And from 10 again by 10:30 a.m. Okay, I am going to have my breakfast. Okay, right. Again, from 11 onwards, I am going to log in. Okay, so again, in between, I am going to take a lunch break around 2:30 p.m. After that, I will be taking one more break at 3:30 p.m. After that, I am going to log out around 5. Okay, around 5 or 5:30 p.m. I am going to log out. Again, from 7 a.m. to, sorry, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. I am going to give my trainings. So again at 10 p.m. I will have my lunch and going to sleep. So these are the rules which I put for myself, or these are the steps which I follow. So what are these things called? These are the rules set for an individual. So rules set for an individual are called as a rules. So, what is the disadvantages in this? So, these rules, anything, if as per my schedule and as per my requirement and as per my health, I may just reschedule some of the things. So, sometimes what happens? I may not wait. Due to my health reasons, I may not wake up in the early in the morning. So at that time, I may just cancel the morning sessions. And at some time, I may have some family functions. So at that time, I will just put a leave. Or else, instead of logging in at 11 a.m., I am just reschedule my thing. Like I want to log in from 11:30 a.m. to evening 6 p.m. I would like to work. And if I am having any evening parties or anyone to meet, I may cancel the evening sessions. Dinner sometimes I may take at 10 p.m. and sometimes at 9:30, sometimes at 10:30. So there is no standard pattern or fixed things which I should follow. No one is going to question me. So on one day I am not able to wake up at 5:30 a.m. I am waking up at 7 a.m. No one is going to come and ask me, why have you not followed your rule? Why didn't you wake up at 7 a.m.? No one is going to ask me. So these rules can be broken easily. So these are called as a rules. And next thing we are going to have is rule set for rule set for a company. So, what are the rules set for the company? First, suppose let us assume a company. A company is going to have some set of rules which it has to follow. First, suppose you are working in a TCS company, for example. So, what the company is saying is, so you should log in by 9 a.m. and they may give you grace period like 9:15 a.m. is the last possible. So if you are exceeding this time, you should take special permission. From 9:15 to 10 a.m., you should be taking the permission from HR. Or if you are logging after 10 a.m., It is a half day leave. Half day leave will be imposed on you. Even if you log in at 10 a.m., 11 a.m., it does not matter. And you should be taking lunch break only for 45 minutes. Okay. And you should mandatorily work for 8 hours. And every day you should join the scrum calls from 6 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. Okay, so if at all you want to apply for a leave, sick leave, or if you want to apply personal leaves, you should at least apply 2 days priorly. Okay, in this way, if at all you want to take a long leave, like more than 10 days, you want to take the leave, you should take the approval from HR department at least before 15 days in this way. So here they are setting some rules. So what is happening here? Can anyone skip these rules if they want? So you are a employee of the TCS. The company is saying you should log in by 9 a.m. Can you skip it? Is it possible? You cannot say that no, I don't want to log in at 9 a.m. I will log in at 10 a.m. Will the company keep quiet? No, it will raise an explanation or it will be giving a half day salary cut in this way. You should not take more than 45 minutes lunch break. If you are taking more than it, again the HR or your team lead is going to ask you, why have you taken break more than 45 minutes? You must explanation, and you cannot just put a leave as you want. Now see, if one or other day, if I cannot take the training, just before 15 minutes or 30 minutes before, I am dropping a message that I cannot conduct a session for you today. So can you say same for your work? No, it's not possible. The flexibility which I am having here is not possible in my company. So what exactly are this is the rules that are set for the so so these are nothing but these are the rules that are set in the software. So these are also rules only, but previously they are written on a paper or in your mind. So normal rules are just rules for an individual which are written on the paper, whereas these are called as the business rules. So business rules are something that are written, the rules are written in a software which everyone should follow. No one can bypass those things. From the higher level employee to the least salaried employee, everyone should follow those rules. Those are called as the business rules. And later, these business rules are converted into BRMS. Okay, right. Business rules managements. Okay, we will discuss. So these are converted into BRMS. These are available from the NetWeaver 7.2 version. From NetWeaver 7.2 version onwards, we are having this thing. Okay, right. So these are the things we are having. Very simple things. Rules are nothing but rules written on the paper. Okay. So else I will be giving this point also. Rules are defined defined on paper. Business rules are defined in software, which you cannot skip. Okay. So this is the thing. Now, so from 7.2 onwards, we are going to have the BRMS are now converted into something called as the BRF plus. Okay, what you are having? BRF plus business rule set frames we are having. So these BRF plus are nothing but these are the advanced business, okay, rules framework. That's the full form of the BRF. Advanced Business Rule Framework we are having. So these BRF plus are again available in two forms. So they are available in coding, okay, and they are available in logical. So logical is nothing but we don't have any coding. So what are the BRF plus we are going to manage here? Are they coding related BRFs or the logical BRFs we are going to manage? They are the logical BRFs which we are going to maintain here. Okay. So now, what exactly we are going to execute is in GRC, we are having a concept called MSMP workflow, multi-step, multi-process workflow. So for this MSMP workflows, the rules are maintained in BRF plus. Okay. Understood this one? Now, so here one of the point, the workflow can be maintained with BRF plus and can be maintained without BRF plus. Let us see what is the difference. First, suppose, so, sorry. So, first, suppose you are having workflow. So, workflow can be done with BRF plus. Okay, here we are going to have more customizing options. And the second thing we are having is without BRF plus. So here we are going to have very less options. Okay. So even the workflow can be maintained without BRF plus also. No, we don't have any restriction. Now, what is the difference between executing workflow with BRF plus and without BRF plus? Let us see now. First, suppose take the work process. So now let me first show you the work processes. So let me connect to the server first. So open the GRC system. Right. Going for transaction code SPRO. In the SPRO, go for GRC folder, go for access control folder, go for the workflow for access control. So here you can go for the option called maintain MSMP workflows. So as we have already discussed, there are totally 12 workflows available. This is GRC 12.0 version. So we are going to have 12 workflows here. So previously we are having only 11 workflows till 10.1. So after 10.1, when they introduced 12.0, a new workflow was introduced that was the firefighter ID related thing. We will discuss them later. So these are the 12 workflows we are having, and these are the things that are going to decide how the flow of work is going to happen. So observe carefully. Process ID, the workflow SAP GRAC access request. This is the workflow that take responsibility of access request approval workflow. So if at all you create any user ID, who should give the approval and how many people should give the approval? Everything will be controlled from here itself. And let us see some of the things which we have done. First, suppose take this one, a workflow called role approval workflow. So by using this workflow, we are going to decide how many levels of approval can we give, who can give the approval, how many stages it required. Everything we are going to decide here. For suppose, take an example like you have created a role here. Okay, a role you have created. So this role you have created for, like, let us take. So you are having a FI finance module, you are having a MM module, you are having a HD module in this way. So what happens here? So you are going to control this thing through the here there is a configuration called GRAC owners. So we will discuss this one. GRAC owner, just remember this thing. Now what happens here is, if at all you are executing with BRF plus. So if you are executing with BRF plus, the flexibility or the options you are going to have here is, so different managers can be available. One FI manager and one MM manager and one HD manager. So here, if you are applying with a BRF plus, firstly, if you are creating a role for FI users or for the FI content, FI manager should give an approval first. If you are creating a role for MM users, then MM manager should give an approval. If you are creating an approval, if you are creating a role for HD content, then HD sales and distribution manager should give an approval. So this is called as a primary level of approval or customizing approval option. So where you can customize who can give the approvals. So there is no standard approval. While creating the role, you can give the manager name and he will take the responsibility of the approval thing. So while you create, what you have done, you have specified a particular user ID as a role owner and he should only give the approval. Have you done or not? So while creating a role, you have given the role owner name and he can give the approval. He is nothing but the manager we have given. And what if you are executing MSMP without BRF plus? So if you are executing without BRF plus, what happens here is there will be someone called as a super manager. So who is going to be here? Super manager. So it does not matter who for which. So here it does not matter for which module you are creating the role. Directly the approval will be moved to the super manager. You cannot give an option that he is the manager for the MMT code, so he is the manager for FIT codes, he is the manager for HDT codes. You don't have any options here. Directly you should be giving the directly the approval will be sent to that super manager. So for all the modules you are having or for all the concepts you are having in GRC, there will be only one approver. He is called as the super manager. So no customizing option without BRF plus. But if you are having BRF plus, you can specify who is the manager and who can give the approval. So this is the difference between executing with BRF plus and without BRF plus, we are having the option. Okay, and one more option you are going to have here in the workflow with BRF plus is we can set levels of approval. Okay, you can set something called as a levels of the approval. Like how many approvals do you require? Is a single approval sufficient? So to create a role, is the single approval sufficient, or you required like two two levels or two level approval required or three level approval required? You can set as many stages as you require. So for suppose in first level approval, you have given the you can set someone called as a manager. So you are creating a FI role. So I am giving as a FI manager here. He can give the approval. And in second level approval, I can set some in second level approval, I am giving someone called as a project manager. So he can give the approval. And in third level approval, we can give someone called as a so we can give someone like a general manager in this way. So you can put one level of approval, you can put two level of approvals, you can put three level of approval, or you can even remove the approval concept also. Without approval also, you can create the role if you want. Only thing is you have to customize the MSMP. So while creating the, you have done the rule set execution, right, everyone? While creating the function IDs or risk IDs, have you given any approval? No, we have not given any approval. Directly we created. But check here for creating the risk ID, we are going to have approvals. For doing the mitigation concept, we are having approvals. But why we did not get any approval concept? Because we have removed all the level of approvals and we have done directly. So what we are going to do here is we are going to do customization for whatever workflow you are having. So observe carefully all these 12 workflows which you can display here are related to the access control, the four concepts which you have learned. So first one is the access request, ARM. Second one is also access request in the HR perspective. And third one is the control assignment. So see here what it is, access control controllers. And this is about mitigation control, firefighter ID, firefighter log, functional function ID, okay, risk ID, roles, okay, again SOD risk, and when you go, so user access review. In this way, all the workflows here are related to the okay, all the workflows are related to the access control only. So this is the thing we are having. Now let us see all the options which we are having. So let us take any one of the things. So I am taking the role approval workflow. This is one of the workflow we are having. So there is no transaction code. Just come to SPRO, access control, workflow for access control, and execute the maintain MSMP workflows here. So when I get here, it will be opening this one. So you have to select what exactly is the workflow you want to customize right now. So the first tab is for processes of the global settings. Just it is going to display all the 12 workflows. Whatever workflows you want, you can just check it here. Okay. And second field we are having is the maintain rules. So when we are going for maintain rules, here we are going to have four types of rules here. Okay. So first one is called as the initiator rule. Second one is the agent rule. Third one is the routing rule. Fourth one is the notification variable rule. So, or else simply it is called as the notification rule. So in the GRC perspective, we are going to do only agent rules. Okay. Only agent rules we are doing. Initiator rules are the default rules which we are going to have. But as a GRC perspective, we are going to select only agent rules. Okay, we will do it. Execution part, we will do it later, not right now. And next option we are having is the agents, maintaining the agents. Again, we are going to have four types of agents here. Okay, first one is the So first type of agent we are going to have is the PFCG rules. Second one is the PFCG user groups. Third one is the GRC API rules. And last one we are going to have is the direct mapping users. These are the three agent settings we are going to have. And only thing which we are going to execute is the API rules. GRC API rules we are going to do here. Okay. And next one we are going to have next folder is the mapping variables and the templates we are going to have. Okay, so here also templates are of two types templates we are going to have, standard templates and customized templates. So all these are the standard templates only. If at all you want to create any customized templates, you can execute the transaction code called SE61. Okay, in the SC61, you can create a customized template, whatever template you want, you can create it. Okay, go back. So after this, the next one we are going to have is the maintain paths. Okay. So when it comes to real time execution, so we are going to do real time execution of workflows. 99% of the tasks you are going to get here only in the maintain paths only. So here itself you are going to decide. So what is the path? How many levels of approval do you require? So right now it is in the default stage only, means only single level approval it is there. Okay, so in the real time, so 10 times you got any work or any task regarding the MSMP, 9 times you are going to get in the maintain path only. Here we are going to add different stages. I have previously said, right? Stage 1, stage 2, stage 3 in this way. So to add these stages only, all these agent IDs, rule IDs will be helpful for you. Okay. So here you can even just see the task settings. So you should be adding the stage and what are the activities they can perform, like approve, reject, review, all the things you are going to do. So all these options we will be seeing. So after this, the next option you are having is the routing rules. So okay, so these are the routing rules we are going to have. This is the default routing rule. So whenever you make any changes, you should be updating the routing rule also from the path. Okay. And next thing you are going to have is the generate versions. So whenever you customize anything in the MSMP, what you have to do is we have to do we have to activate this workflow and activate this one and save the data, then only it will be updated, otherwise you won't get here. Okay, so this is all about the basic understanding. Only theory part I have went. So tomorrow we will be doing the execution of MSMP. So how to create the thing, how to customize the stages, how these things are going to take. So we will take example of a role. So hope so everyone has done the BRM concept. So tomorrow we will take the BRM concept as our example and try to execute these MSMPs. Like we will try to change the statuses, we will try to give new approvals, and we will be putting new rules. Who should approve, who should not approve, list of users that can approve multiple approvals, everything we are going to check it tomorrow. So, anyone is left over with the practical related doubts or the theory which we have done today in the MSMP, you can ask me now. So, is it clear? So don't worry. So don't worry that there is lot of things to learn in MSMP. So tomorrow after completing our task, I will be giving some of the important points. What at least what are the points you should be remembering, to what extent you can, which are the important tasks And if at all you are unable to learn everything in MSMP, at least learn those tasks. Those are sufficient. Okay, so generally MSMPs are done by the senior consultants only. Until and unless you are having like 3 to 5 years of experience in GRC, they are not going to allocate you the GRC related tasks. But we will do here. So I will also give, if at all you get a task, what are the activities? So tomorrow we are going to create a new API ID. So all those stuff which I show you tomorrow, 99% you won't get, but what are the tasks generally you may get and how to do those things, how to check those things, everything I will explain tomorrow. Okay, now if you are having any doubts related to the MSMP concept or the previous topics, you can ask me. Anyone?
సార్ ఇప్పుడు అప్రూవల్స్ వితౌట్ అప్రూవల్ కూడా రూల్ క్రియేట్ చేసి చేయొచ్చు కదా సార్.
Sorry.
అప్రూవల్ ఉంటే
Yeah, approval unte.
ఇప్పుడు అప్రూవల్ లేకుండా కూడా క్రియేట్ చేయొచ్చు అన్నారు కదా సార్ రూల్. దానివల్ల అడ్వాంటేజ్ డిసడ్వాంటేజ్ ఏముంటాయి సార్ రిస్క్?
సో అప్రూవల్ లేకుండా రోల్ క్రియేట్ చేయడానికి మనం జిఆర్సి దాకా ఎందుకు రావాలి? వై షుడ్ వి యూస్ జిఆర్సి ఇఫ్ అట్ ఆల్ వీ వాంట్ టు క్రియేట్ వితౌట్ ఎనీ అప్రూవల్స్ ఆర్ వీ వాంట్ టు డూ సింప్లీ? సో mostly, so you can, it depends on scenario. So for suppose you are having a MNC company where you are handling a project, something like, take a example like Air India project you can take. So there will be like thousands of SAP users. So if you just simply create a role without any approval, so all the approvals you removed. Without any approval, you are creating a role. So what if happens you have done some mistake? So who is going to take the responsibility for creation of that role? No one. So firstly, understand one thing. So for the same question, I will be answering. So why should we use GRC? So most of the tasks which we are using in GRC can be done in security in one or other way. Okay, then why should we use this one? So to maintain our project more efficiently and effectively. That's the thing. So if we create any roles without approval, is it an advantage or disadvantage? This means it depends. For some people, it's an advantage. Okay, for the person who need to get access for the role, for him it's advantage. He no need to wait for all the people to give approval and pass these many peoples. Directly when you create a role, he get access. And it is a disadvantage for uh, that functional team or for the security team. Why? Because we are not sure if we accidentally given. So he have requested for SU01, but you accidentally given SU02. No one has reviewed it, and he is getting access for that. Who is going to face the consequences? First person is we only. So that's the reason. Okay, is it clear?
ఓకే సార్, అర్థమైంది సార్.
Okay, right. So all these concepts, why we are using means to execute our thing more efficiently and effectively. That's the reason right now GRC is having more demand. So the security can be maintained in the best way here. Okay, right. Any other doubts? Anyone? Right. Yes, Monica?
సార్ డౌట్ కాదు, అదే ఇన్స్టిట్యూట్ వాళ్ళతో మాట్లాడాను సార్. ఏమైనా మీతో చెప్పారా?
లేదు, they I have not spoken. So నేను ఒకసారి మాట్లాడతాను.
ఓకే సార్.
Okay, right, right. Okay then. Right, everyone. We'll be meeting tomorrow at 8 p.m. Have a nice day.